And hello everyone, and welcome back to our Gym Challenge Sunday Series number 14. We have arrived at Grand Finals here, and we've seen so many Ogre Pawns, we've seen so many Ninetales, we've seen so many Excaliburs. We had a little bit of variety of everything. I am Jesus Coronel here, joined alongside Arnie Wolf for our Grand Finals matchup between Allan Martinez on the screen here, and Brian Collins, his opponent. The teams. For Allan, it's the Alola Ninetales, the Rillaboom, Iron Bundle, Chi-Yu, Urshifu Rapid Strike, and Olander Asterion. And for Brian, it's the Suian Arcanine, Tornadus Incarnate, Urshifu Rapid Strike, Teal Mask Ogrepawn, Iron Hands, and Cresselia. So we saw a little bit of everything throughout the entire day, and this is our final matchup. Yeah, I think I was just saying earlier, this is the picture of the meta that's going to be coming in Regulation E. Ninetales especially, obviously Landorus and Urshifu still being good. Arcanine having a nice boost here thanks to all the grass types running around, as well as Rock Slide. It's just a great combination. Teal Mask Ogrepawn, I think it's flexible. I think it's really good. I think it's underrated actually right now. And Defiant, super fun. But I think here, yeah, this is the lead that you're going to go with if you're Allan. You want to set up that Aurora Veil ASAP. I think Brian, the best bet, there's a couple options. Tornadus is solid, as I think, because obviously just having Tailwind to taunt support is great. But also, I like the Arcanine. I think it's really solid with Rock Slide, and it threatens Ninetales Alola big time. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see that lead, especially if it is Landorus or Urshifu. You can get your Intimidate and then swap right out into something safer like Ogrepawn. Well, we're going to see what's going to happen in this battle as we see Brian lead off Arcanine and Tornadus, and Allan leads off the ice duo of Alola Ninetales and Iron Bundle. I like that. You know, there's a couple options with Bundle. You can go full on attack and go for those Hydro Pumps, but you gotta watch out for that Arcanine's Terra. Or you could just go straight Icy Wind, try and get speed control. Blizzard is really solid as well. But there's one thing that I'd be very surprised to see if... actually, I could see double Blizzard, but I think Ninetales is going to go straight Aurora Veil. Yeah, especially since it's holding that Light Clay at it, which boosts the duration of Aurora Veil to 8 whole turns, which has been proven to be one of the biggest reasons why it's been doing well today. Yeah, I think, you look at the damage output that things have been taking under Aurora Veil, yeah, it just deals a lot of damage. And a lot of people don't have weather counters to really boost it, or deflect it. But we're going to see that Iron Bundle switch out. Looks like, speaking of switching out of the weather, there you go. Now, Urshifu comes in here, probably is a bit afraid of what this Arcanine can do. Potentially a Flare Blitz coming its way. Instead, I believe this is Brian going for his Terra, and I believe this will be onto the... Oh, it's going to be Tornadus, actually, so it's going to be into a Steel type. I thought that was going to go to Arcanine as well. I guess that makes sense. Don't want to get hit by a Blizzard potential. Or could it, yeah, with either both Ninetales or Iron. Oh, double connects the Bleak Wind Storm into his Urshifu. Oh, it lives at 6 HP. That's a bulky, that's a pretty lucky live for that Urshifu, as Blizzard connects on both Pokemon here. Arcanine gets off a Rock Slide, and Urshifu's down early, and the Ninetales didn't even set up an Aurora Veil. Oh, wow. Wow. Blizzard wasn't the call there. I think Aurora Veil was. I think that's a trend though that we've noticed with Ninetales. If you don't start with Aurora Veil, it ends up in a loss. That's happened so many times on stream. That being said, this is not a good matchup. I think I also want to include here, I don't think Al was fully expecting a Terra Steel into this Tornadus, nor was he expecting a Bleak Wind Storm. I thought the Arcanine was going to Terra to avoid the Hydro Pump for sure. But at this point, you got to lock onto a move with Iron Bundle. Statistically, your best bet would be Hydro Pump, because otherwise Blizzard's not going to do a ton. That being said, Iron Hands, Cresselia, yeah, I still think Hydro Pump's the best bet. Rillaboom though, high horsepower, 4 times super effective against Arcanine. That is, I think, the best bet. I wouldn't be surprised though. Tailwind is really good here, and if you are Allan, I think you Terra your Rillaboom, because you do not want to go down to a Flare Blitz, and if they Tailwind Flare Blitz, but they are Choice Banded onto Rock Slide, so, you know, actually, your Iron Bundle's in a harder position. Just a little bit of Grassy Glide into the Arcanine, does a decent amount of damage, gets what it wants. Hydro Pump does connect into this Tornadus, and it is enough for a knockout thanks to that Choice Spec side, but the question now becomes, what did this Arcanine do? Did they go for the Flare Blitz into the Rillaboom, or did it go ahead and target down this Iron Bundle? It's Rock Slide. It's going to be Rock Slide. Yeah, you got it. Let's Choice Slide. I know. That's a lot of damage. And a critical hit on the Rillaboom. This is not Allan's game. Brian, though. You know, this is, I think, the good news. You have Arcanine. And Ogrepawn is Brian's Pokemon. That's it. Oh, man. No Terra, though, so you can't get a speed boost, so... It just, no, this Iron Bundle's locked in a Hydro Pump. He needs a good amount of critical hits to get back in this game.
you got to U-turn if you're Rillaboom, but at this point, yeah, Ogerpon could just pick up the knockout on Iron Bundle and then take a hit from Rillaboom, and then depending on what the last Pokemon is. If it is Iron Hands, you win. Cresselia, you still win because Icy Wind as well as Lunar Blessing. And the only one that would be scary, if Urshifu is that last Pokemon, Allan could sneak this one from behind, but it's going to be close. I still think this game is pretty much Brian's.
Okay, Arcanine is going to switch out. Doesn't want to go for any more Rock Slides right now. We're going to see it. In fact, is that Urshifu. So if it went for Grassy Glide into the slot, that's a very dangerous situation. They would know. Okay, well, it's going to be Hydro Pump into this Urshifu. That's still a lot of damage, however, as Ogerpon does go for the Bullet Seed. Yeah, only need 2 hits to take the knockout.
It's so funny to me. There's no Ivy Cudgel on this Ogerpon, which is kind of its signature move, but Brian was like, nah, we're going Bullet Seed.
Bullet Seed has had usage before. We've seen this traces in something like a Breloom, as we do see the U-turn to half health.
Good news here, if you're Rillaboom, because you are, I believe you are a decent health. The Bullet Seed probably won't do a ton, and frankly, the Terra Fire isn't going to help you here, but you've got a Grassy Glide on the right side. And then this is where I think it's still Brian's game. That Arcanine is Choice Banded with Extreme Speed. There's nothing that Rillaboom can do to prevent that. So I think here, you wait it out until you can get your Arcanine back in. Doesn't matter if your Urshifu goes down. Doesn't matter if your Ogerpon goes down. You got Extreme Speed, Choice Band. That's it.
Yeah, Brian Collins still showing why he's still one of the top players to this day, and now this Encore coming into this Rillaboom, something you don't really see too often from Ogerpons, and now this Rillaboom is stuck using Grassy Glide.
This Ogerpon, all Ogerpons have just been given the weirdest move pool. Encore, Follow Me, every physical grass move you can imagine except Leaf Blade, and just so much support that it's insane. And I think it helped here. Again, I've been saying Ogerpon Teal Mask has so much versatility, and we saw it. But that wasn't what I expected.
Grassy Glide, not enough to say the Arcanine, so this Bullet Seed is just going to finish off this Rillaboom, and that is a quick turnaround for Brian. Oh, a critical hit on the Bullet Seed.
I was like, that does a lot for Bullet Seed on a resistant Pokemon. Well, that's fine.
And that's Brian's unpredictability with the Terrestrialization actually catching Allan off guard, and that really won Brian the game.
That was huge. That was huge.
He really tried to catch Allan with saying, you're not going to go Aurora Veil. I know you're going to try to knock out this Tornadus.
What's funny about that to me is I don't think Tornadus is a giant threat to an Aurora Veil team, because yeah, you got Bleak Wind. I mean, it does have Scary Face. That's the scary part, especially when you have Arcanine and 1, 2, 3, 4 physical attackers on the side. So I guess that makes sense, but at the same time, I don't know. I feel like the Aurora Veil still would counteract the Scary Faces and make it neutral damage, you know? And if that's the case, you can just play as if the Aurora Veil isn't up, while knowing that it's going to take the Tornadus an extra turn of Scary Face to get you in. I think you lead the same thing, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised. Urshifu is fine. I actually don't like Urshifu here because the Tornadus Bleak Wind outspeeds, so I don't know. It's a bit of a risk, but you got to lead Ninetales again.
And that's unfortunately not what Allan did here. I think that game one, I think, might have scared him off of that little Ninetales, especially given that it was an Asilian Arcanine that was in the lead. And if it got that speed drop, if it hits, that means that Ninetales really can't do anything.
Yeah, but I think Ninetales' place in this game is to set up the Aurora Veil and chip with Blizzard. I don't think you need that much more other than the Aurora Veil, because that kind of in itself neutralizes Tornadus.
Yeah, as we see here, same lead for Brian, and Allan goes Iron Bundle Urshifu. Icy Wind's still an option, you know.
I don't like the Icy Wind here. I think.
Well, I mean, I guess I can see why you don't like Icy Wind here, because you might get it off on this Tornadus and his Arcanine. Oh wait, this Tornadus is Covert Cloak?
It's Covert Cloak and Tailwind, yeah.
Yeah, and then that speed control is not going to really benefit Allan, as Urshifu is still just threatened by something like that Bleak Wind Storm, so.
And there's another unpredictable move with the Terra Blast on Arcanine, that's Terra Fairy, that can one-hit KO Urshifu with that choice, or because of the choice band. And so here, I just feel like the best thing to do, actually, you know what's interesting? Lead with Urshifu, go into Ninetales like right now, and
no switch outs, and Brian goes with the Terra.
Okay, I'm going to take a guess this is Terra on Arcanine. Yeah,
it is Arcanine.
I think we're going to see that Terra Blast.
I mean, now it's going to depend on what this Tornadus did, first of all, because if this Tornadus actually gets away with something like that tail end, this could be detrimental, and this could be tail end. No protects coming up from either Pokemon. This is going to be a big move for Brian if he gets it up. It's going to be a Flare Blitz into this Iron Bundle. And with this Choice Band, it's enough for a one-hit knockout.
I think it's actually a safer bet. Yeah, I like Terra Blast, and it is fun, and it would have knocked out the Urshifu, but let's be real, what is Urshifu going to be doing here? It's not going to one-hit KO your Arcanine because you're Terra Fairy.
Oh, it's going to get the knockout.
Oh, it is? Okay, well, nice man, corrected.
Yeah, you really underestimate. Okay, well,
I did forget the bundle. I thought it was full health.
Yeah,
I do think...
So Surging Strikes actually does a lot of damage, so apologies for that.
No, it's my bad on the bundle there, but I think that you don't need... You got rid of bundle, you're fine now. And here's the thing, because bundle, it does so much damage, Tornadus is in a great spot. You have the tail end.
And wait, actually, Allan's in a great spot because Brian lost his Terra turn 1.
Yeah, but the reason that I think that...
Urshifu comes up for Brian.
This is why I think Brian still has a really good shot. There's a thing... Yeah, sure, Ninetales can come out, can Aurora Veil. It may not get the Aurora Veil out. You set Tailwind turn 1. That Urshifu outspeeds, and we just saw how much Surging Strikes does. Partner that with a Bleak Wind Storm, that's dangerous. And also, the nice thing here is on Allan's side, Allan's Urshifu can't really hit anything except Surging Strikes on Tornadus, and it should be enough to knock out, but at that point, the Bleak Wind damage has been done.
That's it, the Bleak Wind Storm connects, because we've known that Bleak Wind Storm is notorious for its accuracy of 80%. It's been able to hit, it's been able to miss, it's been able to miss both targets.
Yep.
It sometimes has a speed drop, it sometimes doesn't. It's been all over the place, and this is why you need Raid for it. There is one thing here that Allan can do, which could, Terra to water and target the Tornadus. Knocks out the Tornadus for sure, and you don't go down to the Bleak Wind Storms. The only thing there, I mean, yeah, I think that's the safest bet. I don't see any downside to that. You do waste your Terra, but it's worth it. I mean, you're not going to be terrestrializing Ninetales. You want to deal as much damage as possible. Yeah, you want to deal as much damage as possible as Bleak Wind Storm goes come out. Hits both Pokemon. Urshifu only takes around half HP. Do we get any speed drops? No speed drops. We get a close combat actually into this Ninetales, which is not enough for a knockout thanks to that defense boost from the snow. And Urshifu is going to get a couple of defensive drops. Ninetales not going for an Aurora Veil, just goes for the Blizzard. And we do see anything here? No freezes. And the Surging Strike comes out. It's going to knock out the Tornadus.
Okay, well. That's interesting. There is one thing here, though.
And now that Urshifu is stuck here with a -1 defense drops on both sides.
I think the smart thing is to swap that Urshifu out.
He can't. Now, Arcanine also painted.
Oh, no, if you're Allan, I think.
Oh.
It's just best to get rid of it.
Ogerpon comes in.
Yeah. This is where you switch into Rillaboom, and at this point, okay, here's the thing. Rillaboom has U-turn. That does about 50% on Ogerpon. Ogerpon, it has loaded, it doesn't hit Rillaboom, and the Urshifu, you're not going to be targeting the other Urshifu. You're either going to go for the close combat or you're going to go for the Surging Strikes or something. And being able to stall out the Tailwind on Brian's side, I think that's the important part here. Because if you can get your Urshifu in the right position to knock out stuff, that's great. But the hard part is Brian's side, both Urshifu and Ogerpon resist Surging Strikes. But Rillaboom has a nice matchup on both. So if you can use Rillaboom to get rid of one of these two, then you're in really good shape for your Urshifu to just Surging Strikes Brian's and take this game back.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to be seeing here. Rillaboom comes in here to potentially threaten that Ogerpon later on. Grassy Surge now coming in and commanding the grassy terrain into play. Urshifu going for Detect, so it doesn't take any damage from this Ogerpon, but it's not safe completely from this Urshifu if we're waiting for another close combat to that slot, as we saw Bullet Seed just protected. And the Urshifu here goes for close combat and into the Ninetales slot. That's a lot of damage to the Rillaboom.
That does so much, but now this Urshifu is threatened. There's Fake Out, there's... Oh man, this is a match that's going to be very, very interesting. Because at this point...
Interestingly enough, I think Bullet Seed might have a chance to knock out this Rillaboom if it gets 5 hits, but I wouldn't know if it would go for that in the first place, knowing that Urshifu could just still threaten the knockout.
Yeah.
It might be Brian's best move, though, to go for the Bullet Seed into that Rillaboom slot.
I think so, because... or the Urshifu, because Urshifu can... Depending on what this last Pokemon is, but we know, actually, it's that...
Ninetales.
On Brian's side.
On Brian's side, he's down to his last 2.
Yeah. Oh man, I think it's gonna come down to it's gonna come down to
Grassy Glide, damn it. Urshifu. And that's going to be a one-hit knockout thanks to that -2 defense guard that it took from earlier close combats that it did. But once he comes out, it didn't go into the Rillaboom, it's just going to go into the Urshifu. We'll take that knockout, but I believe Allan has enough firepower to win the tournament.
I think Allan's going to take this game here. Nice adjustment there. I think Allan's in a better spot solely because... Okay, I cannot say that it's necessarily the best spot. That grassy glide, that grassy glide was great, but it was a risk because of the detect protect shenanigans. It was the right call though. Here's the thing: how much speed does this Ogerpon have? I feel like that's been the case all day with Teal Mask form. Does it have enough speed? If Ninetales outspeeds it, it's game over right now. If not, it's going to be Rillaboom versus Ogerpon, in which I think Rillaboom will come out on top, but it could go either way.
It's going to try to catch this U-turn on contact, and I really apologize about tournament winning. I forgot Allan did not win the first game. Ninetales just going to go for the Blizzard, not going to hit the Spiky Shield. I think the Rillaboom did go for the U-turn, which is going to touch the spikes, meaning the HP recovery actually is going to start mattering.
And you know what? Not only that, but if I'm not mistaken, the snow runs out. I believe it's this turn. Blizzard missed it. Oh no, because the next turn. So we're going to get okay, again, it's going to come down to speed. I think here you 100% have to go for the hit on Ninetales. Or you could actually hit the Rillaboom and hope for a Blizzard miss, but I think it's more effective.
Or you could go for a double Spiky Shield. That's another option. Ninetales just going to protect, actually. Interesting call. What did Brian do?
I mean, it's not bad because, like...
Oh, bullets into the Rillaboom. What a read. Oh, that's not enough damage.
It could be with 5. It could be with 5.
2. Here goes hit number 3. Oh, he needs 5. What's the 4th hit?
Nope, not going to be enough.
Wait, it might be a roll. It might be a roll. He gets a 5th hit. He doesn't get a knockout.
3 HP. 3 HP. This is Pokemon. This is exact. But okay, it's not over yet.
And now the snow's gone.
The way Brian wins this is you target Rillaboom and you hope for a double Blizzard miss. 70% chance. But here's the thing: Ogerpon might
he can Spiky Shield. He can Spiky Shield and maybe get the knockout on the Rillaboom. Unless high horsepower is not a contact move.
Yeah, either way. I mean, Spiky Shield or... I think Spiky Shield's just the right call. Spiky Shield or... either way, it's going to come in a Blizzard. It's going to be a Blizzard off... or Moonblast. But the thing is, you cannot... Your Moonblast has to knock out the Ogerpon at the remaining health, which is around half. I don't think it does enough. Ninetales' bulk.
And then it gets a little bit of HP recovery next to the grassy terrain.
Yes, I mean...
So Spiky Shield is most definitely the play here.
100%. Yep. If Allan went for Fake Out, that's going to actually really help here.
I wonder if he actually did that. He did!
Oh, nice call there from Allan. That is exactly what you needed to do because now I think you put yourself in the position to get those double Blizzards off. You have 2 chances for Blizzard now. Odds are in your favor, but you can actually now... This is the best case scenario for Allan at the moment. U-turn will go and knock out this Ogerpon. So we're obviously...
It comes down to Blizzard again.
Yeah, but the question is, are you going to go for Blizzard or are you going to go for the double Moonblast because it's more effective but less power?
This Blizzard comes down and missed!
This is what Pokemon is always comes down to.
What did Ogerpon do? Ogerpon went after the Rillaboom. It is going to get the knockout. Once again, it comes down to the Blizzard hit or not. Moonblast would have probably guaranteed the game, but instead we're high rolling in Vegas.
Oh my goodness, this is going to be 70% chance. I said the odds are in your favor, but this is Pokemon. If it doesn't have a 100% chance to hit, it doesn't hit.
Here we go again. Blizzard, it connects! And we're going to game 3!
Oh my goodness. I think no matter who you were in that matchup, you're laughing at how that ended up. Literally, like you said, it's rolling the dice, 70%. And this is why no one likes to run Blizzard outside of snow. Oh my goodness. That was fun.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Especially how Allan actually pulled that out of his hat.
Yeah.
We're going to game 3.
All right.
I don't know if we changed much out of these strategies because I feel like Brian had a perfect position. He just had a couple of plays that didn't go his favor.
This may be a hot take. I don't know. I don't think you bring Ninetales on this one. I think you bring Chiyu, or you could bring Bundle, and I don't think Landorus is necessarily the best bet because there's not. You have to go Terra Flying to even have that make it work. I think Chi-Yu is a call, though. And the question is, do you replace one of the Snowmons? I think it has to go for Chi-Yu. Gives you a better matchup against Ogerpon at the end of the day. You do worry about Arcanine, but both the Snowmons already do worry about Arcanine. And just Overheat from Chi-Yu with Life Orb does so much. I wouldn't be surprised if we see this the same, but I think we are, because Urshifu is a threat, but I would not be surprised if we see a Chi-Yu switch here.
I mean, also, another thing to point out throughout this entire best of 3 set, this Ninetales from Allan has not gone for Aurora Veil at all. No. And I wonder because if he values the Blizzard damage over than outlasting hits.
Most of the time, too, looking at Brian's set, Blizzard damage is going to do a lot more. Or Moonblast damage in the case of Urshifu. The only one that I think would be relatively scared would be Iron Hands, which this isn't the right matchup for Iron Hands. It can do some solid damage on Urshifu and Iron Bundle / Chi-Yu, but then Rillaboom I think wins one-on-one with it with Woodhammer. I think it doesn't actually Grassy Glide, so you know what? Iron Hands may be a solid slot, but
and we locked in and no Chi-Yu for Allan. It's going to be the same 4.
I mean, I don't blame him. I just think Chi-Yu would be a slightly better matchup than, because this Iron Bundle has been able to get one hit off, and I think that the good news though, and why I think Iron Bundle potentially came in instead, is you do force a Terra on turn 1.
Oh, actually different lead from Brian. We see Ogerpon Tornadus instead of an Arcanine. Iron Bundle Urshifu for Allan, and Brian trying to see if he gets some offensive pressure with this Ogerpon here.
You get a free Bullet Seed on the left slot. Urshifu can go for close. No, Urshifu only has water moves, so
they could taunt the Tornadus.
Can taunt Tornadus, but Tornadus will Tailwind, and then Ogerpon just gets a free. Yeah, at this point, it's
Urshifu really is locked either switching out, detecting, or going for Searching Strikes into the Tornadus. And what kind of value can Ogerpon get here? Because if it gets Tailwind up and then that Bullet Seed just hits both these Pokemon for super effective damage, it might be a Terra from Allan as he's looking into ice into his Iron Bundle.
Okay, this is an interesting thing. Blizzard switch to Ninetales.
Oh boy, especially with a Terra Ice boost. Oh boy.
Okay, the new question is, does Ogerpon one-hit KO Iron Bundle with the Bullet Seed in the snow? I don't think it does, unless this Tornadus played it right and actually went for the Terra, and then that would just change things.
It's going to be Iron Bundle, the Ice type now, so no longer weak to water, so definitely going to be outlasting some hits.
Yeah, that defense boost is really important. No
Spiky Shield though, so Tornadus needs to set up a Tailwind or else it's just going to go down in one hit. It does set up Tailwind, thankfully.
This just changed things again. Oh my goodness, because you have Arcanine Hisui coming in with a free Rock Slide on both Pokemon. You have to switch that one of those, if not both of those, out.
Oh, and that's a critical hit too.
I don't know if it would have mattered, but it just adds to it.
I mean, it wouldn't matter if the Tornadus went for a Terra Steel, but I wouldn't know my calculations on a Terra Ice Blizzard choice specs on a Steel type Tornadus here, and we are going to see the Arcanine come in. But it's like, how much is Rock Slide doing to a defense boost?
Enough when you partner it with a and don't forget, there is also Terrestrial available still on Brian's side. I don't think either one of these are going to use it, but this is the nice thing. Rock Slide forces a switch out. You're going out. I would be very surprised if Allan stays it. Doesn't switch out with one of these two. I think, honestly,
he's going double Blizzard. He's going double Blizzard, and we do see a Terrestrialization from Brian's side. Is this going to be the Ogerpon for the speed boost? It is.
I don't know why you would want to go for the speed. Oh, I know why you want to up that Bullet Seed damage, but I don't know. I think overall, part of it is Bullet Seed does get, I think, more damage in Terrestrial, unless my...
Here's the Bullet Seed.
Calculation isn't right, so this combo will...
Into the Iron Bundle. Let's see how much this is doing. Oh, it's only around 20 HP hurt.
Partner with the Rock Slide. It's going to be a Rock Slide. If Rock Slide hits, then this Iron Bundle goes down, but this is a nice turn to start setting up that Aurora Veil.
Critical hit on the third. Did we get another? He's another critical hit in order to do some damage. He gets the 5th hit. No, it is not.
All right, it's coming down the Rock Slide.
He hits both of them. Okay, he's going to knock out the Iron Bundle. Almost knocks out the Ninetales. Does it get a flinch? Or are we going to see a Blizzard go off?
I think we're going to see... Oh, I don't know. It's a Rock Slide. You never know.
It's going to come down to this. Ninetales flinches!
Oh, the flinch on Ninetales. The flinch on Ninetales. Oh... You got, oh.
That's big, because now Urshifu comes in and now is threatened by this Ogerpon. But more importantly, Ninetales is also threatened by this Ogerpon.
I don't know. I think here, Ogerpon goes for the hit on the Urshifu, and you rock slide one more time. There's not much that they could do. Aqua Jet, you have to Aqua Jet. You have to Aqua Jet on Arcanine. There's no choice.
But if he goes for the Aqua Jet, then that probably means the Arcanine has to switch out here, or he risks a one-hit knockout. Like, look at that. Just switches out.
I mean, there's not much that. The good
news. It's Urshifu.
The good news for Allan is.
Aqua Jet does go into the Urshifu slot, not doing a lot of damage with that Mystic Water. Bulletsy comes out. I would think this goes to the 9 cells, and it does!
Yeah, the good news for Allan here is only one of your two goes down this time instead of both. Because that was possible with the Rock Slide Bullet Seed, but
it's more important to take out the 9 cells right there because that stops the potential Aurora Veil from going up. That would have probably changed the game.
Yeah.
Instead, we're down to Urshifu Rillaboom for Allan, and now Brian has a pretty easy way to get into the driver's seat if he just goes for the spiky shield here because he's still fake out pressure, and I wouldn't know if Grassy Glide gets to knock on an Urshifu near full HP. I
think here, honestly, you just spam. Oh man, the spiky shield's better. I think you Grassy Glide into the Urshifu slot, although it's probably going to detect as well. And then if you can, the only way that Allan wins this one is if you position U-turn in the right spot. If you position U-turn to get rid of the Ogerpon and hit it twice, you're going to go.
Oh, Ogerpon switches into the Arcanine here. If this Urshifu went after the Ogerpon slot, that's dangerous.
I like the Intimidate cycling, but that may have decided the fate of this game.
Rillaboom Grassy Glide goes into the Urshifu, not enough damage to knock it out. What happens here? Close combat from Urshifu on Brian into the Rillaboom, does decent amount of damage. Going to take a couple defense drops, so it's not safe the following turn. What did the Urshifu do here? Surging Strikes into the Arcanine slot!
Called it. The call on that was amazing. I still think Brian. Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna speak. I don't know yet.
It once again comes down to Ogerpon speed calcs.
Yeah.
Although there is a detect option for Urshifu.
I think turn 1. This is what I would do. Oh gosh, I don't know. I think.
Allan... Oh, it triggers again. Actually, that's really good to know. It activates on switching, so it retains the speed boost.
Yes. And this is what's insane. Yeah. I think right now both Urshifus need to protect. What I would do right now with Brian is double protect and just see what is is the opposing Urshifu going to protect? Because if it does, good. If not, I'm doubling up on the Rillaboom here, and it does.
Yeah, there's a detect here from Allan's Urshifu. What does Brian's Urshifu do here? Aqua Jet's the Rillaboom.
Double. Oh, they're gonna. Brian's doubling up on Rillaboom, isn't it?
Okay, there's a Grassy Glide in the Urshifu. That goes down.
If Brian doubles up on this Rillaboom, I think it's game over.
It would depend on how much bullets he's doing because Drastic Terrain's up, and we saw how much damage it did to that 9 cells. Bulletsy does go into the Rillaboom. How much damage is this doing? It needs to land it. That's a decent amount of damage. I think he needs 5 hits.
It does 21 per hit.
He's got it. That's a knockout. That's enough damage, and Brian now is in a one-on-one situation with this Ogerpon against this Urshifu.
I think Brian just won this thing. There's nothing that Urshifu can do. Urshifu's best chance here is Allan's best chance here is to Surging Strikes and hope for the best, but Bulletsy's gonna one hit.
Yeah, and actually, now that I think about it, that's gonna be a good game. And I believe Golden Dice is only ever considered to dodge Focus Sashes, which would have came up here if it actually had a Focus Sash. Instead, we get the second hit to knock out the Urshifu, and that's Brian Collins winning Gym Challenge 14, the inaugural TO Mass Tournament, with a 2-1 victory.
Oh my god! You know what's insane about this? What I loved? The amount of times that Ogerpon Teal Mask bullet seeded into the Rillaboom. It hit Rillaboom so much. I feel like it targeted Rillaboom more than anything else. But oh my goodness, this was insane. And this goes to show you, I think people have been sleeping on Teal Mask form. Arcanine is coming back. We did see Alola Ninetales. We were talking about that. But I think people should not underestimate Teal Mask Ogerpon, because that thing outspeeds so much. And Loaded Dice Bullet Seed, I like that set. I think that's a fun set.
As I said, it breaks through Focus Sashes.
Exactly. And not to mention, in the chance that you go Grassy Terrain, I believe you technically, and I may be wrong on this, but you may do slightly more damage than Ivy Cudgel in general in Grassy Terrain, which is nuts. But congratulations to both players.
Yeah, we are going to see Brian win the tournament, and we have seen the inaugural TLMS tournament come to a close, and I hope you all enjoyed the show. So, shout outs to myself, shout outs to Arnie here, shout outs to Dennis.
He's over there.
He's over on the sidelines, and we have done a wonderful job here over at POW Gaming. So if you haven't followed the channel already, go ahead and follow us on Twitch here, and also check out the social media accounts on Twitter and on I may be wrong on this, but I'm not sure if they have an Instagram, but I don't think they do.
Well, either way, you know, also come on down yourself if you're here. If you're in the area, we love seeing people brand new. If it's your first time, it's a really welcoming environment. Come on down, play a tournament, get to talk to people, team build here. I know I always love that. Like in between the matches, I wasn't casting, I was talking to people, trying to team build something for next week. You know, it's just a great environment with amazing players, amazing people, and you get to learn so much. So if you're really into Pokemon or want to just get into competitive, this is the place to be.
Yeah, we saw a lot of crazy